it's good, you know.
Yeah.
We in the heat of camp now, so you know things slowed down for him. Got more comfortable, and you know just buying into the system and things that we do, so we can play at a high level.
He, I mean, for us, like it seems like he's playing his ass off.
Yep.
You know, he's playing real well. He's kind of wreaking havoc. Have you seen that
Yep,
too? And
for sure.
Yeah.
Just like you said, him just playing at a high level, getting comfortable and doing what he do best. You know, just go out and make plays, setting the edge, and doing things that the Coach Albrecht, Brick, things that he want him to do, and doing it at a high level and just playing fast right now.
He got into a couple of scuffles, I guess, on Sunday. Is that a situation where you pull him aside and you talk to him about that? Did you guys, chat at all after that?
It wasn't too excessive.
Yeah,
For the defense, it brings energy for the whole team.
Yeah.
So, that's how we kind of look at it. Of course, we want to limit that and make sure we get reps in practice, but at the same time, it's cool to get your feet wet, and football come with a lot of emotion. So just back them up, let them know, next play mentality.
Is that what you told them,
Yeah, that's what we told them. Just in general. I ain't gonna say I came up to him.
Right.
Play corner out. Go make plays. For me, I'm.
Sure.
Of course, like I said, we don't want to cause penalties and hurt the team and things like that.
Right.
But it wasn't nothing too excessive. We was able to move on. He ain't have to get kicked out of practice. It was just, we all got him right in the next play.
Right. He made some plays after that, and Brick and Raheem both said that was a really good sign for them because he may have lost his temper for a second, but he came right back out and made plays, knocked the ball down on that Kirk pass.
Yep.
Do you think that's a good sign for his just mentality, the mindset?
For sure. Like we both saying next play mentality. Understand you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, but at the same time, it's the next play. You just gotta continue to rush the passer or whatever your job is, whatever my job is, just continue to make plays.
How different is this defense, right now at this point in the summer compared to last year? Just from looking at you guys, it seems like things are more intense, that you guys have a little bit more of an edge to you.
It's a new year. It's camp, this is how it is, and you just want to continue to just press it every day. Right now, like I said, it's a dog day. We had a long day today, but you just want to continue to keep the main thing, and come in each day and just stack each day. So that's what we're doing right now when it comes to meetings, how we go about our treatment, how we go about our rest and things like that. So we're on the right path.
What you did in college, let me get the red Gatorade. How much it kind of mirrors what you're doing now. I mean, is that fair to say?
Yeah, it definitely is. Towards my last year at Clemson, we kind of switched to more attack style. The D-line getting upfield, linebackers playing off of them, and it's very similar to this. Just a little more aggressive with this defense, but it's very much similar, and I'm very comfortable in it. So.
Who's the leader in your room? I know you have some of those skills.
Yeah.
Even as a young.
Yeah.
Amin Yamada obviously is in that room.
Yeah.
Is he the guy you guys
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we all have leadership qualities, but it's always good to bank on vets that have been playing a long time. Fox been playing 10 years, O been playing 10 years, and so when you've been doing work at such a high level, man, it's hard to get to 10 years in this league. So when you got two of those guys in the room, it's a lot to learn from them.
I forgot about Fox.
Yeah, 10-year guy. Yeah.
So tell me about Nate and what has he done to kind of light a fire in your mind? I know you're a fiery dude anyway.
Yeah.
But, tell me about what Nate's done.
He's definitely energetic, man. He probably drinks like 10 coffees a day or something, because anytime, before I even get to the hallway of our meeting room, I can hear him yelling from down the hall. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's time to go. He just brings that energy, and it's easy to feed off of somebody with so much energy that brings it every day. It's not like he's up or down. He's always up, so it's easy to feed off of that, especially days, we're tired. It's hot out here, man. We're working, but once we get out here and we pick the energy up, it's really good for us.
A lot of team reps for you guys. I was talking to Jake. He's really appreciative of the team reps because, you're getting the one-on-ones and you're getting the 9-on-7 type stuff. But these, how valuable is that for you guys to get like team reps as a unit 11 on 11?
It's very valuable because it's more realistic. It's so many more factors. You're watching the ball, the motions, the whole line is going at the same time, and so it really simulates a real game, especially when you got players like Jake Matthews and their offensive line. Our offensive line is really great, and so for me, it's just to go out there and get better and just treat it like it's a game, and that's kind of how I see it. I'm going out there on game day, and I'm gonna just play my heart out.
What are you expecting? This probably may not be a fair question. But are you expecting to play preseason snaps?
That's above me.
Yeah,
It's above our pay grade. So hey, if they want me to work, I'm always excited to play football. Anytime I get the opportunity to play, I'm excited. So it doesn't really matter to me if I do or don't.
In the practices with another team, you like that idea where guys can't cheat? Because I remember playing. DBs would squat on routes and piss me off.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I know the O-line's probably cheating on you a little bit.
For sure,
like that.
sure.
How important is that going to be, probably?
It's very important, especially going against like different body types.
Yeah.
You don't see those faces every day. So it's good to go against a fresh offensive line. Fresh as in new. Like I don't go against them every day, and I can get to work different moves because they have different sets, different schemes. So it's really good. I feel like it's really good for a team.
Are you able to maintain body weight and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
All this heat and stuff?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You just got to eat a big dinner, man. That's all it is. Eat a big dinner. It makes up for everything.
What's going on over in the dorm? What's going on?
Shoot.
You guys chopping it up?
Sleep.
Sleep.
Okay. My man. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Man, you know I love a good
Yes,
scrap.
sir. Yes, sir.
You know
Yes, sir. I know you do.
You guys, this defense this year seems like you guys are on one. Like you guys are like, it seems like the intensity level has risen.
Yeah. It's definitely getting feisty, man. And I just feel like that just comes from us wanting to compete. We want to get better. We want to set a new standard in Atlanta and just raise this organization up because we have all the pieces to do that. And so now it's just our job to go out there and do it.
Going into year 2, how different do you feel compared to last year?
I feel very different. Similar as in like player-wise, but mentally, I feel very different. Like it's the first time I had an off season with no school. That's the first time I had no school in the spring. So like figuring out what to do, I finally got a chance to rest my body, rest my mind, watch a lot of tape, and just let my body rest and heal. And it's really good. I feel so much more confident, much better, and more knowledgeable.
Tell me about James Pierce Jr. because it seems like he's kind of frustrating those guys on the old line.
Yeah, he's my locker buddy. So he's right next. He's a locker over, but man, he's just a fiery guy.
Is he between you and AJ?
It's me, Tyler, and then JP.
That's right, Tyler's over there too.
And then AJ over there. But man, he's just a fiery dude. He knows that he has to come out there and compete every day. And I feel like once you do that, once you be feisty, the offensive line kind of has I would call it a bounty on you. So now he knows he has to come out there with it every single day. So I feel like that's really good for him, man. He's really coming along.
It feels like the intensity level has increased this summer compared to last summer. Do you feel that as well?
Definitely.
Especially on defense.
Most definitely, yeah. We're demanding a lot more out of ourselves. The coaches are demanding a lot more from us. And, that's what you like. I mean, you always want to, as a competitor, you always want to be demanded to do great things and try to go out there and maximize it and get better every single day. So I feel like it's really good for us and our team.
With you, Dorless, Zach, all under 25 years old, right? And then you have the edge guys, Walker and Pierce, younger guys. A lot is going to be depending on y'all this summer.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you guys are kind of up?
Yeah.
Have you guys discussed that? Like, hey, we're all young, but we have a chance to do something this year.
No, yeah, we definitely are, man. And although we're young, man, I call us fresh bodies because we don't have a lot of tread on the tires compared to like guys that's been playing for 10, 8+ years. We have a lot of those guys in the room, but I feel like we're just going to bring a new life, new energy, man. We're excited to play ball. We haven't played a lot of it yet, but we're so excited to play, and that's going to really help us on the field.
Does Brick bring a lot of that intensity as well, just like his coaching style?
He definitely does. Yeah, he definitely does, man. They're bringing the energy every single day, from him to Nate to Rudy, everybody, man. It's 6 in the morning. These cats are yelling. So I just want you to picture hearing that every day, and they're so consistent, and so that energy feeds off of us too.
What happened at the end of practice there?
Just a little skirmish, man. It gets hot out here. It gets hot, a little chippy. We're being a physical team, and when you're being physical, sparks fly. Yeah. But I feel like that's all good. I'm gonna go in there, give my man a dap up when we get in there, man. It's all good. It's just part of ball.
I thought you were gonna show out your little bob.
Nah, I gotta save that. I gotta save that for my sparring sessions.
Do you feel pressure? You and Brandon feel pressure after you didn't play a ton last year. They let Grady walk out the door. this is our time to step up?
I wouldn't say no pressure. I mean, they drafted us here to play football, and as a competitor and as a football player, I want to get better, and I want to be great at what I do. And so it's just more so ownership. I feel the ownership of going out there and competing every day, coming to work with the right mindset to just go out there and do great things that Ra and Terry and the organization expect of me.
I heard Dabo gave you a little grief about the Grady thing this offseason.
Yeah. I was working out at Clemson, man. He's always in my ear about Grady, but that's what we like. That's the standard we set at Clemson. There's so many greats to follow, from Grady to Dex to it's just so many guys you can name from there, and it's just who's just going to keep setting that standard. And it's kind of our time now, so it's our time to take over and do our thing.
As you go into a bigger role, I wonder if there are things that you feel like, this part of my game, I got this. I feel good about where I am there, but I need to work on X, Y, or Z.
I feel like all parts of my game. To me, you can never master anything. There's always something you can keep learning and always getting better at. Once you feel like you've mastered something, that's where you mess up at. So for me, I just want to keep getting better at whatever it is I do.
It's always intense during camp. Everybody's bringing their best. No matter people are messing up or not. Like, everyone's always bringing their best, going as hard as they can. So it's always going to be very, very intense.
Jake Matthews has managed to do this job for 10 years now in almost anonymity. Are you ever surprised by that fact that he doesn't get more attention?
I mean, that's the goal of every lineman, my friend. If they never call your name, it means you're doing a good job.
Right.
And I would say he has met the lineman's ultimate goal.
Right.
Avoid anybody calling your name.
Do you think that's intentional on his part, that he tries to keep a low profile?
Absolutely. That's like I said, that's the goal of all of us. Leave us alone.
What are the secrets to that? What are the secrets to being left alone in this?
Do your
NFL?
Do your job really well for a lineman specifically.
Right.
Do your job really well, and don't be a flashy, showy, hey, look at me guy. And I would say that's characteristic of most linemen, but I can only really speak on the guys in my room.
Right. You got any interesting Jake stories? Anything wild and weird we don't know about Jake? I mean,
not particularly. He's a great guy.
Right.
Nothing in particular.
I guess you'd be forbidden to tell if there was anything wild and interesting. part of the code, right?
Nothing quite that exciting. Nothing quite that exciting, I assure you. But no, nothing newsworthy, certainly. It's a good dude that's really good at his job.
I think it was Bijan last week who said something about, like, on your free time, like, you go bear hunting. Like, that's kind of the guy you are and stuff. And he was using it as a fact of saying, like, of how it's the perfect personality to be an O-line and to run behind you and stuff like that. Just what do you think it says about, the way you are and, like, the position and kind of how it fits right?
I don't know. I mean, I guess, I'm biased. Obviously, you're asking a lineman about linemen. And I don't know, like, I think I just really enjoy the outdoors. I know a lot of other linemen do as well, and I think it's, certainly not 100%, but, not untypical for, offensive linemen to like the outdoors. And granted, I maybe take it a little further than most do, and maybe should, admittedly, but, just kind of my deal, I guess.
We're finding out about, like, this Ryan Newsel lore about how he's, like, good at every sport. He's good at video games.
The
lore of Ryan Newsel. Any good Newsel stories?
Oh boy. I mean, I have heard he is absolutely vicious in pickleball.
That's what
I have heard he is a cold-eyed killer in pickleball. So, I will look to keep my reputation and my honor intact and probably avoid him on the pickleball court.
Why is he so good at these things, would you say?
I have no idea. I wish I was. No, I mean, just, lower center of gravity than me, so he's a lot quicker. He's very athletic. It's just good all-around athlete, man. Very high IQ guy. It lends itself well to a lot of different sports, I guess.
I think I forgot who it was, somebody called him, like, the most athletic player on the team, like, even more than Bijan. It was like, he's a sneaky athlete.
Yeah.
I would certainly agree that he is far more athletic than you would think. I don't know if I would say he's more athletic than Bijan. I mean, if Bijan's saying that, good for him. I'm going to stay out of it.
You and Pierce have had some battles, going one-on-one on the edge there. What have those been like, and what have you seen from him so far, the rookie?
I mean, ton of physical talent, like a lot of rooks. Got a lot to learn, but he's fine. Like him and Walker, the other kid, I believe is his name. lots of good stuff out of them both. I think they could have a bright future. Just they're young. They're young, and that's not their fault. You never know what you don't know, and just going to take time, like it does with all of us.
Was that a learning lesson maybe from him a few practices back when you guys got into it?
I mean, like I said, tensions are high. It's camp. Also don't grab my face mask and start pulling on it for no reason. Just takes time. None of us show up knowing everything.
When Drake comes up to you and says he's been watching old tape of yours, exactly how old do you feel at that moment?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of puts a little bit of a date on me, but yeah, I mean, kind of back in that day, I was committed to USC for a period of time, and he obviously went to USC, so I think there was kind of the connection there. But I feel like now I'm watching his highlight every day at practice, so it's great. Great to practice with him. Great watching him and all the guys. Really learning a lot from the receivers in this team. So it's awesome to come out to practice every day.
We were talking with Kirk, and he was very complimentary about your football skills as well as your choices of movies for his kids. Surf's Up, I guess, was the one that.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable movie. If you haven't watched it, you got to watch it. I mean, the soundtrack is unbelievable. I mean, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It is a phenomenal movie. Like penguins surfing. I mean, Cody Maverick from Shiverpool. It's like, how could it get any better than that? Chicken Joe. No, it's a great movie. So we were talking. I think it was a Friday, and we were off. So he was asking, the group at the table what movies to watch tonight, and I was immediately
you were ready with Surf's Up.
I stood on the table. I was like, man, I hope he likes it. I'm really pushing this one. So.
As far as Kirk's concerned, you're like a made man now. Like, that's Kirk. If you give a good movie recommendation, you're in good graces.
Good to hear.
What has it been like? With kind of like the twos. Kirk is obviously not as number 2 quarterback.
Yeah, no doubt.
What has that been like?
It's been great. I mean, I think, he's done a great job with helping me kind of pick up. Obviously, it's a new system, and this system kind of is very. I don't want to say complicated, but for the receivers, they're a lot more involved than some other systems, and he's done a great job just making it very clear cut. Really no gray area for us, but that's what you get from a quarterback of his stature. Playing for as long as he's played, just always composed and is playing really well. So I'm enjoying it. Love coming out every day, practicing with these guys. So it's been awesome.
The complexity of the offense, does that help you in a sense because you had that experience as a quarterback?
I feel like every time you learn a new offense, you really have to, like OTAs, it was still kind of like head was spinning. You're hearing the play call in the meeting rooms, and you're like, okay, I can put that together. And then you get in the huddle, and we always say it's easy in the air conditioning, but once you get out, you hear in the huddle, it's a little bit harder. And I think OTAs was good for that, to be able to get those reps, kind of get the head spinning out of it, and then in training camp. When you're breaking the huddle, you're not as much thinking, okay, where am I lining up? What do I run? It's just like, okay, if I get, this technique from the corner, then I have a plan. So you're kind of playing a little bit more free, and I'm thinking it was good that, OTAs, we were able to get the reps and, get out here with, learning the offense and everything. And now training camp, you kind of just, it's almost second nature. So.
Where do you feel like you're at, kind of career-wise? Because I know there was a time where you were a very highly touted quarterback prospect, and then, of course, you had a really good, college career. Where do you feel like you're at now?
I've felt like I'm continuing to learn the position. Even until 3-4 years in the NFL, I felt like I was still really learning the ins and outs of the receiver position. Now I feel like there's still a lot of things that I can continue to work on, but I feel, more at ease with the position. And, I think it's something like that. I don't think, playing receiver, I think there's obviously a lot of talent that goes into it, but I think it's almost an art. You see the different sizes and speeds of different receivers. There's different ways that people are successful, and I don't think there's one way of what you can say or a successful receiver looks like. Sure. So I think that's kind of mastering what I think, maximizing what I am as a receiver and trying to, bring that to the team. I think is really what I'm trying to do now and trying to just continue to get better at that. Not trying to, obviously you pick things up from other receivers, but you're not trying to play or mimic other receivers. You're trying to be the best version of what you're good at and mastering that. So.
You doing any special teams? Do they have you doing much special
teams?
I'm
doing all the special teams. I think training camp is obviously we've got a lot of guys. Everybody, is competing at that. I think special teams is one of the biggest thing that it's a constant competition with really all the skill positions. That's kind of how it works during training camp, and then go out in the preseason game, make some plays. Doing all the special teams right now. Continuing to try to do whatever I can to help the team. And I think the coaches are doing a good job moving guys around to see what they're good at and get them in positions to make plays for the team.
Do you feel like things are kind of clicking for you now, this summer more than they have been?
I think I'm taking it each day. I'm trying to put my best foot forward. Like I said, it's the first year in the offense, so I'm really trying to continue to learn the offense. I feel like I'm in a good spot now, but it's one of those things like you can't look in the future, you can't look in the past. You got to just take it day by day, and try to put your best foot forward every day.
What is the vibe like in that room right now after Mooney goes out? With so many guys, so many competitive guys already, is there a bit of a different vibe in there with an opening?
I wouldn't say it was a different vibe. Mooney really said it before the first practice. He was like, he wants all of us to be the engine. And I think he really hit the nail on the head. And Mooney is he's a great leader in that room. Great guy, someone I look up to. His game, getting tips from him and doing all those things. So. I think it's one of those things that it's training camp. Training camp is a competition. That's what it is. But we know how valuable Mooney is to the team and what he brings and how great a receiver he is. So when he's out there, I love watching him. Love watching the way he attacks a day-to-day basis of practice, and I can't wait to see what he's like in the season. Attacking the game plan and stuff like that. So he's great to have in the room. Like I said, Drake and Ray just continuing to learn from those guys. It's really awesome being in a room like that.
Yeah, what is that like with so many different guys with so many different skill sets for a guy like you being able to kind of learn
no doubt.
them?
I mean, it's one of those things that you see some things and it's like, I probably can't do that, but I'll try it. But one of the things that Mooney is super quick and super fast. I think he probably is always going to be a little better. And I was like, maybe I can put that into my game or something like that. But it is good to see we've got a bunch of different types of receivers. Just seeing how different receiver and different receiver play, people get open. It's something that I continue to ask questions to those guys in the film room. Because I'm trying to obviously put my best foot forward. So taking a little something from anybody in the room. I mean, they all do a great job. Trying to be better and trying to get better. So it's awesome being in a room like that where you can kind of take things from different guys.
Maybe no direct comparison, but are there guys you've studied more than others about how they do certain things, whether it's like guys from the past or guys now?
No, I mean I would say. Really just teammates, because I feel like that's where a lot of the gains are made, is being able to pick guys' brains, and just former teams I've been on with different teammates. So I wouldn't say it was, guys around the league, more so just teammates, because that's where, you can't ask, watch someone on film, you can't really ask that guy what exactly he was thinking in that thought. If we have a play in practice and I'm in the film room, I can ask Drake or Ray. It's like, what were you thinking on that, or what would you like about that? It's like one of those things that it's really the guys in the room, and that's really who I like to lean on. And Coach Ike has done a great job kind of spreading his knowledge, because obviously he's had a very successful career. So I would say mainly in-house, just the guys I've played with over my career. I think that's really helped me a lot.